Hey everyone, Major Injuries here with another Fallout 4 video, and today we're at the Red Rocket in Nuke World, and we're going to take a tour of the ammo factory that I built, and on top of that I'm gonna show you exactly how to build this for yourself. It's a pretty simple build. You can build it in one day, no problem, so stick around. This is the weapons factory that I built. It's a pretty simple build, and I'll take you around here. I've already preloaded this thing up, so we're going to make 3 guns for you real quick. But basically we have our main power that just turns on the lights here, and it provides power for the rest of the for this power switch here. So I can turn the lights on without actually activating the factory. If I flip this switch on, it's going to provide power to all our switches and basically to all our conveyors and lifts and all that. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get this started going here, but I'm not going to have this open yet. I'll take you through a quick tour. What's going to happen here is we're feeding the material up through this lift. Now I am using a mod here. You don't have to use a mod. I'm going to show you how to build this without the mod. I'm using what is it called? Manufacturing Extended, I think. And it comes with this recycler. That way I can feed regular junk through here, and it will break the junk down into the components. And then here I'm using standard sorters. We're going to use the component sorters, which will sort by component. For example, this is adhesive, so if I run duct tape through here, it'll actually it'll see that the component has, or the junk has adhesive in it, and it'll go ahead and sort it out for you. I just decided to go ahead and take advantage of my mod that I'm using, but we won't do that for you guys. So it's basically sorting all the components out and putting them in the appropriate hopper. This is our weapons builder right here, and then it's going to, of course, take it down to the conveyor storage. Any components that we're not using, if it breaks some junk down, and like adhesive would be, or duct tape would be a good example. Duct tape, it's going to break it into adhesive and cloth, and since we're not using cloth, the cloth is going to go through all this sorting that's above here. It's not going to get sorted. It's just going to get passed through a conveyor right over to this hopper and dumped down here and deposit right here, so I can collect any kind of miscellaneous stuff right here. So it's a pretty simple process. All we have to do is select the weapon. Today we're going to do the 10mm, so we're just going to select that, and it tells us we need adhesive, gear, oil, screws, springs, and steel. Alright, so I've got these switches wired automatically to open the hoppers that we're going to need to get those exact materials. So I don't have to open the hoppers manually. All I have to do is select the 10mm, and you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, number 5 and number 6 opened up, and they're dropping their components down. 7 and 8 didn't open because we're not using those components for 10mm. Very simple. Everything's going to drop down here, run over here, and we're going to start building. There we go. We're getting oil now, so we should start getting some weapons. There's all the materials for 3 10mm weapons. Assuming I chose right, and yeah, there we go. Oh, it's not moving, which is interesting. So there we go. There's our first one. We should get 2 more of these. A very simple process here. Nothing super fancy. I've seen some really extravagant factories, but since I'm still relatively new at this, I'm trying to just build factories that actually work, that are useful for me. So the first thing I did here, for example, was I made these assault rifles. I made like 10 or 15 of them, and then I went through and handed them out to all the to the people in the. Why is that not working? It should be working. And we're missing. What are we missing? We're missing a component. Maybe I didn't get all this ready. Well, we got our first one. You guys got to see. It's not that important. Obviously, I didn't prep this right. Let's see. I think it's the gears, maybe. Anyway, we're going to get on to the building here. Yeah, it is the gears. I noticed we didn't have the gears. So, yeah, I was doing... I actually built this second factory ahead of time to kind of prep to make sure... make sure everything was working and that I had all the materials that I needed. So here we go. Oh yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff I forgot to empty out too. Anyway, so that'll finish building them. It just needed the gears. So you can see it's very, very, very simple. And what I did was, when I first came over here, I wanted to set up a little settlement here, nothing super fancy. So I put this generator over here, and then when I decided to do the factory, I had to get power all the way over to here. So I'll show you. I used the conduit. It's got that little nipple on it here, and you can actually take that nipple and through a wall. In this case, it's going through the glass, and then I just connected the wire to that, and then that actually activates the conduit. So now the conduit is charged. Goes straight up here, goes down to our first switch, then our first switch powers our second switch, and then our second switch goes to this main conduit right here that basically powers everything. Everything runs off of that. You can see this wire goes down to our terminal. It goes over to here and feeds our hopper. It feeds this conveyor. It also goes around here and powers this conveyor, and then it comes over and powers this one. So, and then it powers all the switches. I just built a little bank across there and connected all the switches to it. And then I connected each switch to the proper hopper. I made a list of the materials that were in each hopper. In fact, this is the materials that is in hopper 1. We've got adhesive. Hopper 2, I should say sorter, really. And the sorter is sorting gears. Sorter number 3 is oil, as you can see, and so on. And so I know that number 1 is adhesive. So I was able to, anything that needed adhesive, I connected to pin 1 here. Pin 1, I'll show you how this is done. We're gonna build it ourselves. For those that want to see it, you can stick around. We're gonna have it like part 2 of this video where we're gonna actually build this. It doesn't take very long. So you can see these pins are sticking through because of this conduit, and it just goes up, and then I ran conduit over to each one of the hoppers. Okay, and then these sorters are just dropping into the hoppers, as you can see here. And then any material that doesn't get sorted goes around and drops in that hopper, as I explained earlier. So it's a very simple build, but it works. It's super functional, and it's an easy way. I'll just make a bunch of weapons, for example, while I'm building here. I'm like trying to build some stuff up here. So anytime I want some weapons, I'll just start doing some more settlement building while this is running. So yeah, it's very cool. Let's see if this finished. We got 2. Still missing some components, so yeah, I obviously screwed up to get the right components down, but that's alright. That's alright. You guys get the point. Let's go ahead and take everything here. And I've been keeping them right here, so which I'll put that in later. Let's get to the main gist. This is the factory. That's how it works. For those of you that appreciate this, be sure and comment, like, and subscribe. And for those of you that want to see how I built this, we're actually gonna start building. So for those that don't want to stick around for the build, thanks a lot. We appreciate your support here. And for those that do, let's get started. First thing you want to do is you want to build these little blocks of concrete I used from the barn. So I just went to the barn floor and I put 11 down this way, and in mine here I ran out of room and I only had 5 wide. On this one we're going to make it 6 wide, and you'll see why later. So it's 11 by 6. Build that first. Then you're going to come over here and you're going to go to the third block in the back, and whoop, we're going to go to factory. We're going to build glass wall here. So go to the glass that's not broken, because it looks better. Put that there, and then we're just going to go to floor and grab some, whoops, we don't want that. There we go. We want wood floor. And then we're going to go 2 deep and 7 more this way. And I'm not counting. I should probably be counting. Okay, there we go. We're actually going to go ahead and do 8 here. We only need 7 for the hoppers. All right. Now we're just going to grab the hoppers, and the hoppers are going to snap to that. That's the reason we built this, is to snap some hoppers in place. So let's grab some hoppers real quick. Turn them. Yeah, you want to make sure they're facing this direction, and just walk up and stick them on there. Yeah. There we go. And then just, it should go all the way across. Super simple. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. So we got our 8. Oops. Let's get our floor over here as well. Oh, I see what I did. Okay, let's grab our wood floor. Grab a ladder. You want it on this first block of wood, not this one, because we're going to use that one. Alright, now we're just going to go up here and put some sorters in place. This is 6 deep right here, and if we would have only went 5 deep like I went over here, you wouldn't have this extra walkway, which I find to be a lot more convenient. So, and you'll see what I mean once we get going here. Let's go ahead and get these. Let's get, for you guys, we're going to use the component sorters, and you'll notice it goes in 3 different, it locks automatically to this hopper in 3 different locations. You want to make sure, there you go, you want to do it in the center, and then that'll lock the rest of them in the center. And just run down here real quick, put these down. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Now we're just going to grab a corner. I think we need this one. Let me see. Yep. Then we're going to grab a lift. And we want the first lift here. Whoops. Let's spin it around. There we go. Grab. You want the vacuum hopper. Attach that. And now this is the hopper that's going to carry it up. It's going to hit that conveyor, take it around to the sorters. The sorters are going to sort all the components, drop them into the hoppers, and then they're going to run them around here, where we're going to add some more later. Alright. So we've already got a good start. Now we have to get some tracks underneath here, and we need powered tracks. We need a powered conveyor here first. Now we're going to end up probably moving these, so we don't have to worry too much. One thing, you notice that the the power is on the right side. You want to make sure if you did it this way, it's going to be going the wrong direction. These spin in one direction, and you need them to go that direction. So this doesn't have to be exactly, but it needs to be close. Let's see how that looks. Good enough? I think that's good. We'll put a couple more on there and see how it looks. See if it looks straight. Alright, let's stand down here and see how that looks. Yeah, I think that's straight. Oh, no, it's a little crooked. So let's just move this out of the way. Definitely a little crooked. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it does need to be fairly straight. Whoop, there we go. Maybe. Let's see. There's center, so it's just a little off center here. Oh, god damn, it's stuck. Okay, yeah, a little off center there. That looks like it might be straight. Let's go for it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Alright. Okay, that looks good enough. We may end up, like I said, we'll probably end up having to move these, so I don't want to get too hung up here. And now put a short one right here. We're going to have to put a corner piece here. Whoops, this one maybe. No, it is that one. Yeah, it is this one. Okay. See, and it's not sticking because it's too close to this hopper. So just back it out, get it as straight as you can, and back it out until it turns green. And then make sure it's straight and lined up, because we're gonna move. We're gonna take another short one right there. Let's grab our builder. And we're going to get the weapon builder. Whoa. Okay, something is not right here. What did I do wrong? Oh, wait a minute. That's not it. Oh, yeah, that's not attached. I see. Okay. In fact, you can see this attaches to that side. Yeah. So this is the wrong one. That's fine. We'll just restore that one and get the right one, which is going to be should be this one. We'll do the same thing. We'll run it out until it turns green. And let's make sure it looks straight. I'm not sure that looks that straight. Yeah, definitely not straight. Not a big deal. Alright, now we should be right. Let's see how that looks. I don't know. Can't tell. Think it's gonna be straight. Let's find out. Move this. Okay, that is starting to go off kilter quite a bit. So yeah. Just gotta keep playing with it. Now, one thing we could do, this may help, is we'll take this completely out of the way and we'll put a long one in here. There we go. And that's going to center it now. But you see it's too close. Actually, we could run with that. I don't like having it so close, but I think we're going to be okay. Let's connect that and see. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so we can leave it like that. Very good. Whoops. Store. Yes. Store. Alright. So now we're... Oh, actually, I could have used that short one. We're going to put a short one. We're going to put a curve. If it doesn't snap, it's the wrong one. Okay, yeah. Why is this not working? Oh. Oh, I see what I did. Not a problem. We've got to grab our components. I forgot. Put some steel in here, didn't I? Yep, we did. Let's grab the wood too, just in case, so we don't run out of that. Let's take, yeah, we're gonna take all that material just to make sure we have enough material. That's all right. You know, one thing I wanted to point out before you guys get started, get a pencil and paper here, because I'm gonna show you some things on the screen, and I want you to write it down or take a screenshot or something. So first of all, remember the hoppers. This is the order of the sorters. You want the first sorter to be for the adhesive, the second one for gears, third one for oil, all the way down, just like this. Do it just like this. I realize the asbestos is out of order, but you'll see why. It's better to put the asbestos at the end. All right, so it's important that you write this down, and also we've got this. This is basically, I went and added up all the materials roughly. This is a rough estimate of all the steel I use for the conveyors, all the rubber, everything I use to build this is roughly, you're going to need 338 steel, 969 wood. Get higher numbers if you can, obviously, because this was a quick estimate. I can see a couple things I forgot. So you're going to need at least 100 ceramic and 100 copper also. Don't forget that. Make sure you have all these materials before you get started. All right. So, because you do need materials, lots of materials. All right. So I'm just gonna, whoops, we're gonna get rid of this one and put a long one to just make it easier. And then we're gonna go here and put, whoops, this one. We're going to put our storage conveyor here. There we go. So we've got the gist of it, the basics already down. So the material is going to go up, it's going to be sorted, it's going to drop down under here, it's going to go around, it's going to build, and look at that. We've almost got a factory. That simple. Go right next to the door here, and let's go to factory. And grab the solid walls. You're going to have to use solid walls for this. Whoops, factory. Yeah, grab these solid panels because we're going to put switches on them. Whoops, it'd help if I put it in the right spot. There we go. Alright, let's see what else we're going to need. Let's go get a glass one. Alright, remember, let's get the glass that's not broken. Put that over here, and I'm going to feed the power from this light over through, and we're going to use that same conduit with a little nipple on it through the glass here. That's how we're going to power it, so got to have that in place. Let's see, next we can do pretty much whatever you guys want to do. I mean, you can do this part in any order. I would say let's go ahead and do some floors. I like to have everything going the same direction, so I'm going to have them go in that direction. There we go. Just go right along here and go all the way down as far as you can go. You're going to run into this machine here with the builder here. You're not going to be able to put that. Don't worry about it. Do not put one right here next to the number 7 hopper, because we're going to put a hopper right there. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. Might as well. Well, actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and finish one thing I would think is important. Let's get our... Whoops. I just said I wanted to face in the same direction. Alright, so we're going to get our floor set up here. I'm going to go ahead and run a couple here too, where these switches are going to be, so we don't end up backing out and falling off this thing. Alright, let's see, where did I have one backwards? I thought I had one backwards. My guy's about to die of a heart attack, it sounds like. Oh, thought I had one backwards. Alright, so let's grab our ladder. Put our ladder right here. Alright, so we have enough of the flooring up right now that we can do what we need to do. Let's get our switches in place. Oops, we need it here. Alright, and I'm going to place them on these 2 panels, and I'm going to space them right in between the 2x4s and the studs here. So just put them in. They don't have to be perfect, but you want them to kind of look a little uniform. Put them just right in between the studs. That's all you do. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Now we're gonna switch. We need to switch to our conduit. I like using the conduit switches. They're all the way at the end here. This is how we're gonna power it. So the first thing I want to do is I want to get this switch is I want right about here. Actually, let's put it right about here. Alright, now I'm going to move this switch. I only put that there to give me a reference of where we're going to put this switch. We're going to run a conduit behind it, so let's go ahead and get our conduit. We're going to get the tallest one right here. Spin it around. Perfect. Now I'm just going to move the switch out of the way. And just make sure it's straight. Yep, actually it came out really good. It looks like it's doing pretty good. Yeah, that worked out really well, first try. Alright, so we're going to attach that, put this switch back, grab our ends. Let's see, all the way to the end, or no, it's all the way to the beginning ones. Alright, so we're going to grab this single pin here, this conduit junction with a single pin. Whoa, I didn't mean to go upstairs. Put one on both sides, and there we go. Next, let's go ahead and get our conduit for our main power. Grab the tall one with that little extender nipple thing on it and run right over here to the corner, and as soon as it turns green, lock it in place. Then back out here, you can see it goes through the glass well. Now I just want to make sure it's straight. It's kind of important that it's straight. Alright, let's see how that is. So I'm going to take the longest conduit that I have here and just attach it to the bottom where I can see, whoops, where I can see if it's straight. It's not perfectly straight, but let's see. Well, I'm a little anal, so I'm gonna move it, but you don't have to. Now we're not gonna keep it on the bottom. We're gonna actually place it on the top. I'm just putting it down here. Well, that didn't help it at all, did it? Alright, well, let's just move on. So these go at the top. I was just using it to line it up. Oh yeah, see, that's horrible. That's gonna drive me crazy. Alright. Please be right. Okay, let's stand back a little bit. There we go. Oh my god. I must be blind. Okay, better. Better. Good enough. We're gonna put 3 long ones here. Oh. Oh, no. Now it's too far. Yeah, this is the problem. That's why I say getting everything lined up is very important. I know it seems like I'm being anal, but if you don't get it lined up, it just, things don't work right. The walls won't attach, for example. Something will go wrong. Oh, I think that's right. Let's take a look. I think that's good. Where's number 3? There we go. Oh my god, seriously. Okay, now it's just getting stupid. Okay, I'm not fussing over it anymore. Dang it. Okay. You gotta stand back. There you go. Alright, now we're cooking. Alright, let's get rolling. We're gonna take way too long to keep getting hung up on little things. Alright. We still, or might be a little bit too crooked, we'll see. Now we're going to get one of these conduit junctions that are pointing down and connect that to the end. There we go. This is how we're going to get power to here. Perfect. There we go. And let's go ahead and let's jump down here and get power from here. There we go. So we're getting power already. Alright, so now we've got power to this conduit, and we should have a light here. Look at that. Oh, we got a light on both of them. Whoops. Alright. So we're working. Alright, so now this conduit here we're going to connect lights to, and I'll show you how we're going to do that in a minute, but, well, later on, and that's really going to be the last thing we do, actually. Alright, so now we need to get power up here for the switches, so we're going to get some conduit. Just going to use one of these. And then I'm going to put one down here. And I'm going to go from here to here, and then take this right up to here. And then we're going to run our conduits for our switches. Just put them right above the switches. Equal with this would be nice because it'll look better. And just run them across. Doesn't have to be perfect, but straighter the better, obviously. Now we're just going to run power to each one of them from one to the other. And then from each one of these to the switch. Whoops, to power up the switches. There we go. Now if I flip this switch on, we should have power on our switches. Go ahead and leave those on, and you'll see why later. It's going to be a lot better to just keep all those on for now. Alright, so we're making good progress. The next step is to come back up here, and let's get us some walls built up here, just a few. Alright guys, that's probably a good spot to take a break. So part 1, we'll call this. Part 2 coming up shortly. Part 2, we're going to finish hooking up all the wiring. And yeah, I think you guys appreciate it. Be sure and subscribe so you don't miss out on part 2. I should be able to do that tomorrow for you guys, so stay tuned for that. And then yeah, be sure and comment and like the video, guys. It really helps. So we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.